so sorry that the audio is so horrible. Horrible audio, and I have no idea why it's so bad. It's just really bad, and my webcam is so sensitive that if I have the volume up high on the thing that I'm listening to in my earbuds, it will get picked up by my webcam's microphone. So alright, sorry, I'm bigger fries. That's so naughty. You really need to try out a diet plan. Don't worry, I have like a pitcher of water right before this. Handy dandy, that like picture that you can get from a hospital. Like, I'm so sorry, the audio was so bad. Stop listening to YouTube or, just start playing YouTube. Oh, that named the video anyway. Keep entertaining. Now, I'm gonna stop listening to how Wirecast is recording me. Say that my mouse needs new batteries, or either I need a new mouse, because it's double clicking and that's annoying. Did you see it starting or not? Why does it say like 3 hours and 19 minutes? Warning, bad audio alert. And FYI, I don't have my headphones plugged in because I don't want to listen to all the badness that's happening. Because it's really bad. And I'm sorry that the audio is really bad. But I don't know how to get better without getting new equipment. Excuse me, I don't really have the money to get new equipment now. So, just trying to get in there with it, so let's get it started. Got my drawings for a gum poking line. And I still don't know where MS Paint is located on my computer. I updated the thing, and I'm like, how do I get to the program files? I don't see MS Paint in the program files. And people are like, who cares about MS Paint? Actually, I don't hear a lot of people say that, because there are so many cool paint programs to use online. Most people don't really care that MS Paint exists. So just for now, this is up to my fairy cloven type. And I know a lot of people don't like the fairy typing, but it's actually quite fun. You just don't want to like new things, and okay, fine. You don't have to like fairy typing, just don't make such a big drag for everyone else, because they like fairy typing. Because, fire typing's not going anywhere, and I bet some people wish there weren't any fire types. Okay, Microsoft Word. I should have been looking around for it, I'm just piddling around here now. But no, I really have no idea where. Just hit the search. Searching, because I don't want to have to open a new one. Let me go ahead and save this thing. because I don't think it'll open a multiple window if I hit new document or new image thing. No. Why is this thing entitled? But the computer is sending. Make me stupid. Stupid computer. I do have one question. Here is the current picture. Oh, wait. Okay, so I gotta say this Gum Gum, and Jaja. And Jaja is a Jaja is a it's a jawbreaker. It's just a jawbreaker that's got like this thing's a rock poison type, so don't try to bite it. It's more likely to break your bones. And yes, Gum Gum looks like a Grimer muck thing. So it's gonna be so cute and pink, and I think we're gonna do a side angle of his face with it. You can see the slight differences in its shape. But yes, these are my gum Pokemon. They love chewing other people's gum. Like, oh, you remember when you were a kid, and if you've ever been to an old school where they used to be pretty lenient about you chewing gum, you'll see places where there's all kinds of spots where people have left their gum and it's gotten dirty and just kind of become one with the concrete. That's what it used to look like in my old middle school. Yeah. Well, actually, it's very weird where I live. My old middle school used to be a high school, and now I'm not sure. It's complicated because they built a new section for kindergartners to 8th graders. They built a whole new building for kids in that area, and it's right next to the new high school. It's really complicated. And because of that description, it might be very easy for you to figure out where I'm talking about. Yes, Mr. Pot. It's the quarter till. But since I have my friend up, Go Gum. Because he wants to go get him some gum. Oh dear, this is not right. This is not right at all. Okay, back to Jaja. And I save as Go Gum. Replace it. I need to check my file. So please keep staring at the strange bubblegum Pokemon that you must never try to chew on, because Gum Gum will turn into glue and stick you down to something. I can't read. I'm so in the zone. Okay, let me check the Gum Gum picture description. This Windows photo viewer, yes. Okay, everything's in order now. I just need to edit things with props. Select tool. I've been attempting to draw these things from scratch, but it's just not my style because I do not have a stylus pen and I hate crooked lines. So there's something that I want to investigate. Honestly, I could see, stretch them out, stretch them out, because it doesn't need to be that small. Yeah, he's a pretty slow Pokemon. Look, he's 600, and 700. Okay. I like to be pleased if I can remember. Oh, that's pretty good. Cut. Paste. Ta-da! Yeah, and these painters have that problem sometimes. You enlarge something, and because it doesn't fit in the original space that you had it in, it'd be like, eh. And if you don't go ahead and cut it while it's still selected, you'll lose it. So I'm sure plenty of people know about this. I cannot remember, I do not know the animation that I saw here, but I think I had that character in my head when I was making this thing. Of that guy who's so nice that despite all these people trying to kill him, he still wants to be nice to them. I just have like he's just kind of based on that character design. So I don't know if I want the line thickness like that. It kind of disturbs me. It makes more sense when you're like, oh, the line's already like it, but I'm not feeling it. This is just a very carefree Pokemon. Besides, who wants gum stuck to them? And when I was thinking about making Gum, I was also thinking about how vultures defend themselves. Because as long as I don't have to get really close to it, I think vultures are alright. When you live out in the country, vultures are kind of an important part of nature because they let you know where all the dead animals are. And in some places it's illegal to shoot and kill them. I think in California you're not allowed to shoot vultures. I saw it on like one of the ranger shows on Animal Planet. And SciShow recently did a video talking about the vulture's natural defense system and how they like to just throw up on animals if they feel threatened. Like, you gonna mess with me? I'll have some food. Really, who would want to attack such a stinky bird anyway? Vultures stink, and they do it on purpose. I don't know if they stink on purpose, but most of the time when it's hot, they'll just poop on their feet to cool their feet down. So it's not really on purpose, it's just kind of easy. They're like, oh, I did that because it was easy. They're like, well, it stinks. And I don't know why anyone is stupid enough to try to mess with a vulture too, because vultures eat a lot of nasty things. And like say a rabid animal who obviously was afraid to drink some water died. Who's gonna eat that? A vulture will. So why would you eat something that's been hanging around something with rabies? I don't know why anyone would want to attack a vulture. That doesn't make much logical sense. You're just asking for a death sentence or for something really gnarly to happen to you. So please, don't mess with vultures. They're a force to be reckoned with. I'm just glad that they don't have a prankster-like personality. I mean, they're always busy. Because you never know when something will spoil, it will die. So if there aren't any dead animals in the area, you just gotta keep moving on, vulture. And yeah, it's a very strange thing to talk about during a live stream. I have no idea what my voice sounds like. I do not want to hear the noise that the Wirecast is doing, because I don't want to think my webcam is broken, and that's why it's making all that noise. But one thing for sure is it's really sensitive to all kinds of sounds. I probably believe that you can tell what kind of vehicles are passing by outside my front yard by the way it sounds on the camera. If it's really being that sensitive, because I think it is. I don't know why it would be that sensitive. I mean, I got this thing off of Coke Rewards points. It shouldn't be that good. But at the same time, it's that bad for being that good. which means you'd need a padded room for this thing. And I bet we'd still find a reason to pick up extra noise from who knows where. Like, I think some of the sounds it may be picking up, maybe just from the noise that my computer makes as it's humming along. You know, if there's like a fan in there to help keep it cool, as most computers should have. You know, if your computer doesn't have a fan in it, it might overheat. Especially if you keep it in a dusty corner, where a lot of dust can get into the machine. It's just a radical idea. Not my webcam's picking up all that noise and decides, hey, everyone should hear this. No, they don't. So I can't tell it to stop, and I don't really know how to work the features on Wirecast yet. I get along with technology, but I am not tech savvy. So I don't know everything about different programs and stuff like that. And you can tell me a million times that there are better programs to work with, but they're so complicated and they don't have, and a lot of them do not have these simple tools or these simple controls. And when you lack those, I just lose interest in them. Because I want it to be easy. I'm not quite capable of doing complicated art yet, because the idea just kind of scares me off. I'm gonna make a mistake, it's gonna look bad. Now, of course, I did my Lickilicky, and it looks bad already. And it looks like a Frenchy joke. But I do not mean to insult the French. But that's what my Lickitongue idea looks like. It looks like an insult to the French society. I'm sorry. I should be paying attention to the chat, but I'm not. Sorry. I'm just glad that Wirecast is not fighting with me like it was a couple of days ago when I was trying to do a Nuzlocke. FYI, I really suck at Nuzlocke. I game over twice. But luckily, because I didn't change my save point, I can just restart the game and they'll be like, your Pokemon is still alive. I'm like, yes. Because I do not want to start over. Especially when I'm so close to the game. I hate the fact that I lost my ground type so soon. Yeah, that's the crappy thing about a Nuzlocke. No matter how careful you can be, depending on what game you're playing, the critical hit ratio will just come out of nowhere and wipe you out. And I think in Pokemon Uranium, they have a lot of critical hits. You don't expect it coming, because you should have seen it coming. You should be like, it's been a while now, I should have seen a critical hit. That's what you should do every time you're playing. Don't wait for it to happen, just be expecting it to happen. It will come and knock you on your butt. Because it's so annoying when everyone else is on crits and you're not. Like, why I don't get critical hits? So you're like having used focus energy. I think one time I used focus energy and still didn't get a crit until like the third hit after I used it. Which is a little awkward. And yes, he's pulling gum out of his hair. Because he's got gum in his hair. In fact, I'm not even sure what color his hair would be if he didn't have any gum in it. He's probably born with gum in his hair. Like, imagine, and I don't know, would this be the kind of Pokemon you'd want to have around in case you got gum stuck in your hair? You could, like, chew the gum out of your hair, because he's able to break down, he's got enzymes that can break down the gum. Even though most people and animals can't break down gum. Chewing gum just passes right through your system because your system can't handle it. You don't store it up inside your gut for, like, years and years. It just goes right through you and gets back out because your body doesn't like for stuff to hang around that long. Insert terrible insensitive cancer joke. FYI, I've been overdosing on Deadpool trailers. It's so fun, so much fun. Deadpool is so much fun. So fun. And it's better if I can't hear myself talking because I sound so squeaky. Seriously, because I got a terrible voice. Well, it's not so bad. I mean, I've heard worse. And you almost like, oh my gosh, this person sounds so weird. No one's ever going to take her seriously. But when you got a voice of a similar disposition, dude, that sucks. Okay, he kind of looks like he's giving you the finger. Sorry, I did not draw it with that intention. See, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Oh yes. Even in my neck of the woods of America, there were some snowflakes. Oh yes, I'm far down in the south. So of course the snowflakes came at the coldest time, like right before the sun came up, and I was still in bed. But then again, I'm not really interested in snow if it's going to do the flyby, the drive-by maneuver. Like, I'm here this minute, gone next year, gone for several years. Because the way I like to say it, snow only shows up in my area like once or twice a decade. So enjoy it when you see it, because it's not coming back. It's gonna do a drive-by, and then it's gonna be like, bye-bye. I'm like, but you just got here, and now I'm leaving. See ya! It's just so cool. Good. I'm just going to enjoy my childhood by just being here today and it's gone tomorrow. But here today, it's gone the next minute. Gone the next minute. It's just annoying. Like, almost rather not see snow at all than for it to be that fickle there. Right? It wasn't even a whole minute, probably. But of course, it snows in the city, like in the other nearby cities, so it didn't stick. Which is a good thing because my mom had to work, and I don't want her driving on ice or anything like that. Of course, bridges ice before a road does, so there's still probably some icing conditions here and there. Even the dew that landed on the porch froze a little bit, so that was a little dangerous. I just have a weird notion. There's like no way to stop children from watching Deadpool. And they should not see it. It is uncensored madness. Glorious uncensored madness is still something that children need not be exposed to yet. Because of course, being Deadpool, there are crotch shots or butt shots or something like that. Because, yeah, like one of the trailers he's like, enjoy the view. Or, right, really wants the audience to enjoy it. But yes, he does draw in crayon, and I love that. Let's see, once upon a time he had a video game, and I ended up watching someone's YouTube video of all the cutscenes. Video game, and I thought it was fun to watch. And my dog is supremely enjoying the grass outside. FYI, the grass is all brown. Took a long time for it to brown out. Where I live, the grass just wants to stay green all year long. I have not really looked at our oak tree very closely, but it may still have leaves on it, very likely. Because despite being deciduous, it's warm enough to probably keep the leaves on all year long. So sometimes I wonder, how exactly does the land get to rest so that production values can go back up if nature doesn't take a break? I mean, it's one thing if you're a tropical based tree then you can like do the all year long growth season, and you'll be fine with it. But if you're a tree that's actually supposed to take a break, how much does it possibly mess up your system to be like kind of functional all year long? But they're just fine with it. Okay, let's just trying to go mistake, isn't it? Yes, I have a going down green baby. Yeah, Wirecast is so much happier when I'm not doing a video game in which it has to attempt to like keep up with frames, a bunch of frames. Here it's like, oh, this is so nice, not so many frames. Like, that's because you're lazy. Wirecast. It's so lazy. But then again, I don't know what professional YouTubers be doing when they record video games. I'm gonna try to download some other stuff. But some of the other free apps, well actually a couple of other apps that YouTube says you can use either require a license or they don't work well with some of the games that I play. In fact, I'm not even sure what games they do work on in general. Because most YouTubers don't really tell you what programs they're using when they're recording their games, so you don't really have much of an idea what they're using unless you ask them. Or maybe it's written down on their page somewhere. But yeah, everyone should know by now. I use Wirecast, the free version. Of course, if I probably had the licensed version, it might work better. If the demo version ain't working that great, then why would I buy the full version? Wouldn't that make me think it won't work? But who knows. Last week's lesson was satisfaction is not guaranteed. And that's some of the issues I've dealt with this channel. Because I've been amateur, people think it's okay to whine. Because I'm an amateur, you don't really get the opportunity to whine. If you don't like it, please just go. Don't waste my time telling you that I suck. I know I suck. I don't really care that I suck. I'm just doing this because I don't really have anything else to do except for go exercise. And right now, my feet, my ankles are a little whiny about that idea. Yeah, but I don't want to exercise. I'd rather drop you like a bad habit. Right, please don't drop me. I promise I'll go easy on you. Nah. I'm not so big, but still. Anyone who's considerably overweight wishes they were thinner. I don't know if I can red screen this one. Red screen, no, I meant red dye, red paint. Okay, this might be fixing. I don't think that was a motorcycle exactly. It definitely not like a car speeding. Very dangerous to speed on rural roads. I have no idea how that sounded. Probably sounded really bad. Like, what did she say? Roads in the country are very dangerous to be speeding on at any time of day. Because you never know when a squirrel decides to cross the street like a GoPro commercial. Or the deer decides it's a full moon. Let's do something. And a fence. 2 feet. A 10-foot fence don't do squat. Don't slow deer down for a minute. They jump that like it's nobody's business. I've never seen them jump it, but you know they've been past it. And they're like, huh. They don't give a crap. Oh, they'll just crap on the road. Like, we'll give a crap about the fence, but we'll give the road a crap. I'm going like, okay. Yeah, because I've seen at least two deer dumps on the road before, so yeah, I know sometimes the deer just poop on the road. I don't know why he would poop on the road. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But hey, the deer. They don't have to make sense. Do I want to put some bubble tea? Yeah. Mess myself up. No. Really late. Really just want to sing on it. I just want to sing on it. It's a shiny glow. Luminosity. Don't do hard. It's so bad when I can't make diagonal circles, but I have to drop myself. And now I just want to think of music when I do. I'm searching here. There is no bathroom. There is no whining of Pokemon. I just hate the fact that I don't sound exactly how I think I sound. I just sound the same no matter what I do. Might sound huffier, but you know, it's no change whatsoever. The hopes of my humor has been dashed. No one understands my humor because there's nothing to understand. Woe's me. He just looks too small for this frame now. Well, you can just stare at him for a while while I attempt to get Gimp funny. Because while I don't draw a lot with Gimp, it's still a useful tool for me. Because I can select the red, copy that, and paste it back on here with very little trouble. The Gimp likes to take about 5 minutes getting its book going. Maybe I should just save this and move on to the next picture. So you know what? I need a break. So I'll be back. And you can just keep listening to wonderful noise. Return! And yes, Wirecast is evil! Evil! Looking for data files. Come on, Gimp. Gimp is an imp. Yo. La 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 la. Control room. No, not right. What? Not what I wanted to do. Oh, biogen of the earth. Bro. Forget it. Sorry. Hi. Yeah. Oh, Gip's up. See. Minimize. No, not minimize. Just restart. Yeah. Why, yes, it's 15 after. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me, I got phone call. I'll be there. Shame on the audience, I hardly got to hear you. Because I don't want to feel bad for other people. And yes, that's heartless okay, but my heart is on my sleeve. And so if I start feeling bad for people, I'll never get over it. Because obviously their nonsense gets to me very quickly. People like, you shouldn't let stuff like that bother you. Well, you know what? I'm sensitive, and it makes me angry. Because I don't like being sensitive. Which is very awkward. This is a very scary image without even trying. He's gone. Yep, help me out here. Select by color. No, not that one. Yeah, go ahead. Copy. Because it's going to show it with a black background. Oh yeah, and now I have to tell it the transparent selection, and boom, he's back. But we're just going to crop this out. I don't know do that. That would not happen. Should have known that would happen. Select all please. Just kind of cut. Yeah. Control V. Yeah. No, that down. Now we're cut. Now I'll widen this. I don't need it too wide, like 600. 600 is fine. Watch me be nitpicky with the size of the street. My computer be fussy about fussing with me. Okay, 56. 596 is fine. Okay, and then we'll paste. And that's fine. And we're done. We're done. More or less. When I get to trace over my own work, it's so much easier. Life is so much easier. That's why I like this MS Paint. Because I don't know. No, it's not important, but AT&T want me to pay the bill. I was like, you should pay your bills. They shouldn't be charging me $50 a month. Like, I hardly do enough with my phone to warrant charging me $50 a month. So I really need to quit them and find someone cheaper, like track phones. Like, why track phones? I used to do track phones. It just makes more sense to me than what AT&T is asking me to do. I just don't do that crazy nonsense with the phone. I do it on the computer. I'm kind of old-fashioned and yet wicked at the same time. Like, yes, I'm a little slow to catch the feed, but at the same time, I know enough to keep up if I have to. And now I've got a voicemail that I don't want to listen to, but if I don't listen to it, I can't get rid of it, and the icon just haunts my screen forever. Save. And let's move on to another Pokemon. We got Jaja. No, Gundam. Gundam! But these names, they're so silly. Select. I really wish I did better with doing Gum's design. I know I want it to be, similar to the Grimer, but it's almost too similar. So now I couldn't see Wirecast. Let me move this one. Stop. See? Gum. Dum. No, stop singing. It's just so cute and silly. Covered in old pieces of gum from who knows where. He looks like a terrible evolution of Ditto. That's what I have in mind. Actually, I need to make sure this picture's big enough. It's only 335 by 280. Not good. It's too small. It doesn't need to be that small. What I should do is just do a resizer. Just do it by 200%. That's perfection. There's beautiful. Now we're at 750 by 560, and that's very nice. Very nice to start the tracing. At the tracing began, it was so cute how this line's blue and that one's purple. This one's blue. And this one is Siren. Oh, it's blue again. What is this stay exactly blue? It almost goes back to Siren. It's pink here. Sorry, I'm enjoying the nuisances that happen when you scan stuff. It's nothing like the way you saw it. It's as the computer wills it. Oh, did you hear about Will Smith being in Suicide Squad? That was unexpected. But I knew the guy that I like to listen to movie reviews was excited about Suicide Squad because of their Jim Carrey. I don't know, Jim Carrey, because of their version of the guy who laughs, the Joker, yeah. He was excited because of their version of the Joker. He really wanted to see more of that. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of excited about that too. And then I see the first trailer I ever saw, and Will Smith is in there. Or at least someone who looks like him. Because I'm really sure this is Will Smith, and I'm like, why is Will Smith in this? Because I see him in this movie, and it's supposed to be like, look at how bad these guys are being the hero. And I keep thinking, Hancock. John Hancock. Do not remind me of that movie while I'm watching a movie about a bunch of bad guys. Because everyone already knows how bad at being a hero John Hancock was. And in fact, a lot of people probably hate the John Hancock movie. I thought it was pretty interesting, but at the same time, it was bad. Especially at that part where they try to make it look like what happens to her happens to him. That just kind of rang hollow at me, or it seemed like they were trying too hard on that part of the movie. Maybe it's the cinematography more than anything. Or maybe it was the fact that he shaves later on, and it just looks so weird. I like the rough beard that he had in the beginning of the movie. And then he shaves and he's like, ew, and I just want to think, ew. Maybe it's because the beard made him look younger while he was still kind of old at the same time, whereas shaving it kind of made him look older than me. Like, oh no, he looks older. Will Smith is getting older, save me. No. I don't know if some people want to say bad things about Will Smith, but he's kind of a nostalgia figure. So I don't really want to hear anything bad about him, but at the same time, I'm not going to praise the guy he looks on. He's just a part of my childhood that I enjoyed seeing when I saw it, during the time that I saw it, even if it doesn't make sense. Because you think about the Wild Wild West movie, that movie did not make a lot of sense. So you know what, it was fun to watch when you were young enough and dumb enough to not care. This is the sad thing about a lot of movies. When you look at them, you realize how stupid some of them were. And if you're a nutty little kid like me, you don't give a crap about The Godfather, even though you hear all about these people telling you how good it is. It just wasn't my thing. Doesn't mean I hate it. I'm just not interested in watching it. In mafia. So corrupt. There's so much corruption. Then again, one of my favorite movie scenes from a movie that I never even watched is a guy talking about, I think that's name. I think if you go to my playlist and you go to my random playlist, somewhere in my random playlist you'll find that movie cutscene. I think I copied it to my movies and trailers playlist. I'm slurring. I'm unintentionally slurring. I'm not drunk. I don't get drunk, I get sleepy. I'm not sleepy. But I'm not sleepy. I know I'm talking a lot and talking fast. Someone asked if I was Spanish or Spanish speaking. I am not. I barely know any Spanish. I did okay in Spanish class, but when you don't use what you learn, it just falls out of your head. So, that's one of the reasons why I'm not so hyped about the school system and forcing people to learn things that they don't care about or that they possibly won't ever use, such as advanced algebra. I could probably say that, advanced algebra. How often do most people use that in their day-to-day lives? How often? Much less trigonometry and stuff like that. I'm not saying those things aren't important, but it becomes less important the less often you use it. Not like that's the way our species is. I mean, that's what it means to live in a group-based society. When you live in a society that thrives on the advancement of the group as a whole, it allows individuals to specialize in other things, in different things. So you got people who are like super smart and yet really frail. You have a lot of bulky people who aren't that smart themselves. And you know what? It's fine. So, why is the educational system so intent on making sure everybody knows everything? Especially when some schools don't have the funds to invest that kind of attention in all their students. I mean, that's one of the funny things about, that's one of the things about it that you don't know about when someone says, oh, this state is full of stupid people because they didn't make as good scores as other states. I mean, I live in one of those southern states in which our test scores are not as good as northern states. But why do you think that is? That's because we don't really have the funds and the programming to make it like they do. You know, it's easy to imagine places like New York where you got lots of money flow going around, where they might have academies and tutors options and stuff like that. But when you think about a state that's very rural, excuse me for using the R word and it coming out really weird. States that don't have as many cities, they're not going to have as big money flows and stuff like that. You might have some rich people hiding out in those states, but they're not doing that much. Those rich people aren't doing that much. In fact, a lot of times when you see a rich person in the middle of nowhere, they're hiding from everyone else because they don't want to share their money or something like that. But then again, I'd hide from tax predators or stuff like that too. Especially if you can't trust these people. And that's one of the biggest things people want to complain about nowadays. Oh, our politicians, they don't do enough. Well, there's also, a whole lot that goes into this situation. It's so easy to demand answers or demand a simple answer. It's so much harder when you actually do the research and stuff like that. It becomes really complicated mess. I have to go get the store. I'll be back. Water is love, water is life, drink more water. And then go to the bathroom, because holding a lot of water in your body if you need to pee. But yeah, a lot of things that happen in life are a bit more complicated than they seem on the surface, especially politics. So, or even when your favorite YouTuber isn't making content that you like, it might be a little bit more involved than you think, because these people, they have their own lives, they make their own decisions, they have the reasons for doing the things they do. Like me, this is more of a why not do this situation for me. But then again, I don't have a lot supporting this, not that I'm asking for support, and I kind of did it because I have nothing else to do. I'm like, get a job. I know I need to get a job, but at the same time, I'm like, who's gonna give me a job? Someone give me a job. And then again, I don't have a good set of skills, or at least not a reliable set of skills, or something that people would consider a reliable set of skills. It's nothing that bothers me. I'd consider myself reliable or dependable, but when people don't take the chance, I can't prove myself to them. But then again, I'm also wondering, exactly what do some people want, actually? You talk some people on some other people's channels saying, I didn't want this or something like that, and I'm like, well, what do you want? Are you here complaining because you saw something you didn't like? Or are you here complaining because you never get what you want? I mean, this is last week's lesson. Satisfaction is not guaranteed. So don't come on YouTube expecting to have a good time, unless you're open to the idea of anything can happen. But the thing, if you have very specific taste, YouTube will let you down more often than it's supposed to do. That's why there are other sites like Hulu and Crunchyroll. But yeah, I can understand why some people were like, this was a bad anime season. Because really, for me, I was only interested in watching like a couple of animes. And some of the animes, and one of the animes that I did want to watch ended up tanking for some reason. I watched Gangster. I was really interested in Gangster, but it fell flat. And I don't know why. Did the studio decide to die during its last hurrah? Something like that? And I could read the online manga, but I wanted to watch the animation that I'd fallen in love with. The animation that kind of fell apart as it was starting. And when you had something to get invested in, it just kind of jumped off a cliff. Yes, the anime. The story kind of jumped off a cliff. So you're like, does anybody survive this? Because in one way, it's okay if the hero doesn't survive. We've had animes that do that, like in Witchblade. Witchblade, the main character who possesses the Witchblade, she doesn't survive in the end, and that's fine. I kind of like the way the ending went out. I think they probably could have done it better cinematically. It was still fine. In fact, a lot of people are dying in the anime. And it just seemed so easy to say, oh yeah, something's gonna happen to her too. It should have been a little bit more unexpected, and I hit the scroll button. No, I ought to write that down in my anime thoughts. Like, Blade. And I think one thing that makes people not like Witchblade is how unlike the original Witchblade stories it was. It was more sci-fi I don't know what it was. I think it was more, I don't know what to call it. Was it something? It just didn't quite fit the style of the Witchblade that I did Google search on. The Witchblade anime looked like something totally different. It wasn't bad, but at the same time it didn't make a lot of sense compared to the older materials that you could find on the internet. So if they do a remake, or if they do a brand new animated Witchblade series, I would like to see more of the original material, something that contributes to the original material more. Or maybe what they gave us was supposed to be like a future version of the Witchblade story. Because if Witchblade is capable of killing its users, then it kind of makes sense for the persons who were featured in the older Witchblade stories to kind of be dead. And that Witchblade possibly be passed around from different groups and stuff. But yeah, now that I think about it, Witchblade anime was kind of awkward. Or it kept changing its rules. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see a video where someone talks about series of animes, like different animes that change the rules mid-production. Because it's so annoying when that happens. Why did they do this all of a sudden? It doesn't make sense. Right. When they do start changing the rules, it doesn't make sense. Like, Psychopath. Digibro loved Psychopath Season 1. Then Season 2 came, and it was broken. Season 2 was broken compared to the original season. I have no idea how the movie went. I don't think he's done his review about the movie yet, or maybe he has and I didn't see it or I forgot to watch it. Perhaps the movie was doing better because I think Psychopath 2 was done by a different studio, and that may be part of the reason why it sucks. Have we hit an hour yet? Yes. Oh, hi Nicholas. This elapsed time thingy is confusing me. It started off with 3 hours, and I know there's 4, and that means an hour passed, but it's so awkward. Well, I'm ending things right now.